and welcome back to the Dicey Cantina. It is the first Monday of the month, which is a little bit different, but basically the same. The second Tuesday's tomorrow. And we are back with Hop Company. As always, I'm joined by AJ and Mark. And we have a special GM guest tonight of Dave. Hello, Dave.
Hello. Good evening.
So Dave is here to run Princess Guard for us. We're all very excited to be magical princesses this very evening. Dave, tell us a little bit about the game we're about to play.
Sure. So Princess Guard is a game of magical princesses having magical adventures. It is built on the VRBS system, which is a very ultra lightweight system, I would call it, that I created, where you are defined by what you do, not by stats or other things. And so as you do and as you fail at doing those things, you get better at doing them. You learn from your mistakes. It was a game that the system in the game I had, when I created it, I had playing it with my kids in mind. It's not exclusive to kids. There are a couple other games that I've built on it so far. There's an undead, Walking Dead kind of a game called Dead Cleveland, because I'm a Clevelander. And there's a game called Agent Provocateur, in which you play a feline super spy. But any kind of action-oriented adventure is something that this system supports well. So yeah, that's Princess Guard. Your magical princesses going on magical adventures. It's kind of a combination of all of the strong heroic princesses that we see now in Disney films, the sorts of adventure series like Lion Guard and some of the other Paw Patrol and anything like that. If you have kids and you have watched those shows, that sort of heroic, protect the realm kind of adventures are what this is built around.
I have two kids. I watch those a lot.
Yes. Yes.
I'm glad to have two kids so that I can have the excuse to watch those shows.
Yeah,
You don't need that excuse. I have no kids and I watch cartoons all the time. I was thinking of Dragon Prince for this one.
Sure. Yeah. So it's within the game. It's set in the floating islands of Orthavia, which is just an excuse for every group of princesses to have their own island with their own royal realm that they get to protect. Lots of unexplored territories out there, and the kinds of quests, I include 18 or so quests in the book for to help people out and get them going with the game. They range from the sort of mundane, small tasks that a group of princesses tasked with serving their people would get, to the bigger, not really existential level, but protect the realm kinds of quests that we're probably all a little more familiar with our adventure fiction.
Nice.
So we can randomly pick one of those today to play through.
Perfect. You'll be our guide for today. The links for everything will be down in the description for anybody who's watching this later on YouTube. If you are on YouTube, like and subscribe and comment. Tell us what game we should play next, because these are lovely finds to have new people here to take us through games we are just excited to learn. So, Dave, you want to just dive us into the game proper?
Sure. So one of the design philosophies behind the game is that it is team-based. You could conceivably play it solo, or you could conceivably play it even GM-less, but the intent is for it to be a team game. And so we start at the team level. And the very first thing that the group of princesses is tasked with doing is designing their royal realm and the island that they protect. And from that, then, the second step is to design your characters itself. So I thought it would be fun for us to go through that process here as opposed to everybody meeting in a tavern. You're all princesses from the same royal realm, and you can figure out we'll figure out what that means to you as we go through the process. So
I never once thought I would be addressed as a princess.
You're welcome.
You never once thought that?
No, well, no. And so jumping into this, I was at first going, Mark has finally done it. He has got me into do something totally out of my league. And the more I read the booklet that you gave us, the more I just loved the idea of world building. And I'm wearing a tiara now, so it's my daughter's. Yeah, I'm excited.
Good. So we start at the very tippy top, which is creating a realm. And so we begin by creating an island, and floating islands are usually one of three sizes. There's small, medium, and large islands. We can either choose what size, or we can have somebody roll. And I thought there's really sort of three components to this world building part here at the beginning. And since there's three of you, I thought it'd be fun to have each of you do the actual dice rolling for that.
Great.
So
Yeah.
AJ, since you happen to have the tiara on at the moment, roll a d6 and let's see what we start with.
Boom! I dropped a sixer.
Nice. Well, that is a large island. So you guys have a large island that could hold several cities. There's at least a lake and a river, lots of farmland and wilderness and other things like that. So this island may actually be big enough to hold multiple realms, but we'll probably just do one realm for tonight to hold the three of you. So we have a large realm, and then next we need to determine what kind of terrain, what's our biome look like. So let's roll. So a large island, we roll 3 times because it's big enough to hold 3 different biomes, and then we can sort of mix those together and see what bubbles up. So who wants to go next?
Take this
Mark's
one.
got the dice in
Rolling
hand.
3 times.
Yeah, roll 3
Okay.
times.
We've got grassland.
Excellent.
We've got grassland.
Hmm.
And we've got swamp.
Oh, okay. So maybe we've got a nice swamp smack dab in the middle of our island.
Yeah.
That's kind of what that's speaking to me. How do you guys feel about the
Sounds good to me.
grasslands?
Yeah.
Swamp.
That sounds great.
Cool. All right. So that's good. So the terrain determines a lot of things about the realm. So grasslands, wooden houses, everybody dresses according to the seasons, probably lots of farmers and hunters. Jungles, we've got covered pavilions, loose clothing, loose ducks, and there's probably lots of ducks running around. I don't know if anybody likes ducks, is anti-duck, but
Who's
Duck
the
neutral.
anti-duck?
duck neutral.
I
It's
have
a-
to be neutral on them because in the state of Oregon, there's a big rivalry between beavers and the ducks. So I just stay out of it. So
It's Switzerland as
Yeah.
far as the ducks go. Okay.
I'm the armed one. Yes, sir.
All right, that sounds good. And so then, Andrew, you're going to give us a name. So you can either pick a name or you can roll a name by rolling a d6 2 times.
I think I'm going to roll a dice just
All
because
right,
that's
good.
fun.
Yeah.
All right. So we've got a 2,
All right. Sita.
Sita, and 3. 2 and 3.
Sita-lot.
Sita-lot. Sink-a-lot. 'Cause there's a swamp. We'll call it
Or it
Sink-a-lot.
could be stink-a-lot or
Stink-a-lot.
Our main export could be grain.
Great. You went with grain when we have all this mud and bog.
Yeah, but we
Seed
have
a lot of
double-
grain. Yeah.
Seed- Oh, I see. I see.
Seed-a-lot,
I see.
stink-a-lot.
I see a lot now. Yes, see a lot now.
Sita-lot.
I like
All
it.
right. So we've got the royal realm of Sita-lot. SEED, are we going to go? Might as well. Are we doing the CET? Cetalot. Cetalot. Okay. So we've got the Royal Realm of Cetalot. It's on a large island with grasslands and swamp. All right, so that's excellent. We can either continue to build elements of this, or we can say, okay, we'll get to that if we need it. How much do you guys want to dive into the? I mean, we can figure out who the rulers are of the royal realm. We can build culture, or we can just sort of dive into building the princesses, and maybe some of the answers will come out of that.
I think I'd like a little bit of information about the kingdom.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
it will reflect who we are and what type of,
Yeah.
Right.
you know.
So let's ask the question: do you want to be from the swamp part, or would you prefer to be from the grasslands part? So the island's big enough to hold a couple realms. So where would you prefer your realm to be placed?
I like the swamp.
You want the swamp?
He wants the swamp. We're not
What's the
surprised.
swamp? I mean, I would probably pick the swamp too. I mean, just to be honest.
All right, you can sell me on the Seed Kingdoms. The you know. So let me ask a question about the large island. So we got the three biomes: grassland, and swamp.
Mm-hmm.
Does that incorporate? Would that incorporate the other kingdoms?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's really what's on the island itself. And
So
then
we're from. So
typically-
then we would lean heavily into. Then are from, in fact, Stink-a-Lot. That's what everyone would call us.
Well,
and
that's what maybe the people from the grasslands
Yeah.
areas call
Right.
us.
Yeah, that makes sense.
direction, Stink-a-Lot.
I like it. Okay. Yeah, that makes a ton of sense. And so, yeah, if we're talking about swampland,
Yeah, let's discuss
We
what
can do
type of swampland are we talking about. Are we talking about like the southern swamp with gators and what are those really cute creatures, capybaras and stuff like that, or are we talking like northern bogs with big trees and
I mean, we could do
bigger
either.
raccoons
Yeah,
and Bigfoot?
yeah, I mean, I mean, Bigfoot sounds cool.
Let's do southern swamps with like
Okay. Gators.
big live oaks and Spanish moss and
Mhm.
what are those trees?
Cypress, the
Mangrove?
Mangrove. That's
mangrove.
the one.
Okay. Yeah. All right, that sounds excellent. So probably lots of alligators
Oh yeah.
scattered about.
Yeah.
They're nuisance, those alligators.
Maybe they're otter gators.
Gators.
So they're big and hairy,
Big hairy
but they
otter
hold
gators.
hands.
Do they do cute little human things with their
Yeah. But it's all a trick.
like cats?
You have to bring alligator Labrador into every guest game, don't you?
Yes.
Okay.
I like that. All right, so we're from the swamp realm of Cedarlot. I like it.
Lots of otter gators. Okay.
And so, do we have a waterway to get to the edge, or do we just how do we leave this island in our Cypress skyships, or are we sailing them down out of the bogs?
That is an excellent question because you do, in fact, have a skyship. The floating islands don't really float in anything, they float in the ether, which is
Yeah.
sort of breathable space. And so most princesses, when they go from one island to another, take a sky ship to get there. Because you're princesses, you have a sky ship. It's the resources aren't. There's no no narrative that comes out of restricting those particular resources. So, yeah, you would have a sky ship. At some point, you will have to pick a name for your sky ship. Especially if we get off the island, but there's probably plenty of stuff to be done on the island as well, especially with otter gators running around. They're a nuisance. Okay.
Otter gators.
I like it. We're gonna move forward with otter gators. So we've got the island, we've got the name. Let's see. We need to probably figure out who the queen, king, duke, duchess, whomever is the head of the realm. Let's say, let's call them. Yeah, let's do queen. We need a name and we can do queen and king because that's easy. So we need names for the queen and the king.
Queen
think the-
Avi.
And King Ronstifer.
Yes.
And what was Queen
Avi.
Avi?
She's
Baby
round
Avi.
like an avocado.
Nice.
Yes.
Queen Avi and
Ronstifer.
King
Bringing it back.
Rostifer or Ronstifer?
Ronstifer.
Ronstifer. All right, so Queen Avi and King Ronstifer. Very good. Very, very good. Okay. Now, it's time to get into the princess creation. And if we have more questions about the kingdom or the realm as we go through that, then we can certainly use that as additional world building opportunity. So typically I say pick a name and pronouns first and put them on your character sheet. You can either start with those, especially if you have an idea of your princess. And keep in mind too, there's girl princesses and boy princesses and princesses that don't identify as either. So you don't have to play, it's not gendered, at least in this world. There's all sorts of princesses in all sorts of places.
Yeah, I got an idea. I think it'll be Princess Kane with a K. I think since we're in the swamp, would it make sense that we grow sugarcane? This is a southern swamp.
I'll take
so
it.
that's like our export is like sugars and molasses and stuff like that, which would also be rum and all the important things in life.
Yes. Yeah. No, I like it. And maybe okay. Yeah, that gives me lots of ideas to
It's
work
Princess
from.
Sugarcane, but call me Kane. I'm not
Princess
sweet.
Sugarcane.
Right, if we're going with that, my name is Coco with a K.
Yes. KO.
Yeah.
I love it.
I desperately want to play into this, but I had an idea earlier that is only half related. So you guys can tell me start over if you want. I had written down to be Princess Agnes. Princess Agnes is 80 years old and bakes on a professional level.
Oh, that's perfect.
Do you want to be
love
like molasses?
What if you were a confectioner
Uh-huh.
You could be a confection. I mean, if you wanted to swap out the bakery for confection,
Sure.
you grow the sugar cane.
The beignet queen.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I can switch to I'll be Princess Molasses.
I love it.
Very good. And you're 80 years old?
That's what I'm feeling. Wanted to try get a little old with my voice, if I can get a voice for this character going.
Give me the voice. Give me the voice. What do you got?
Kane, we talked about this. You put
know we
the
talked
dry
about this.
ingredients together before the wet ingredients.
Is that why my hand is 10 times the size it is supposed to be?
No, that's an
That's
unrelated
right.
problem.
I knew I should. That wasn't the right nest to go into. Okay. Yeah.
Very good. Export sugarcane. Okay, cool. And every princess has a horse. It's just, you gotta have a horse. So you need to sort of figure out who your horse is.
Marshmallow.
Perfect. Yeah. Is Marshmallow all white?
Yeah. Very fluffy.
So good. That's like double marsh, swamp, mellow. Because
She gets very dirty. We both do.
I think mine will be rummy.
Nice.
I'm going to call mine
Maple?
Toffee.
Coffee.
Oh yeah.
Perfect. So I imagine toffee would be a nice caramel color. Okay.
Yeah.
And rummy, are we doing light rum, dark rum?
I think she'll come from the line of Blackstrap. Yep. A darker. I'll lean heavily in that.
Is Molasses' horse also 80 years old?
Nickname Glue.
Oh. Stop calling her that.
But she sure has stuck by you for a really long time.
It's a long line of toffees.
Toffee the first, toffee the second. Very good. Very good. All right. So all princesses are smart and strong and sassy. Yeah, strong and smart and sassy. And those are really the three categories of verbs that you should pick from. My suggestion is to pick one verb from each of those lists. Now, the verbs are, that list of verbs is not exhaustive. So if there's something that you think that would make sense for your character, you're certainly welcome to choose another verb. And as we play and you try new things and you want to add verbs to your list, as long as it is a verb, you can try and do it, and then add it to your character sheet. But this is the good. This is the. So you're good at a whole lot of things. You can try a whole lot of things. These are the things that you're good at to start. The princessy kind of things that you're good at to start.
So how magical are we?
You can be as magical as you choose to be. There is no, there's no formal magic system, sort of on purpose.
Yeah. What are you thinking, guys? Or princesses?
I had been thinking about this character a little bit, and yeah, I'm going with trick, sneak, and climb.
Excellent.
Ooh. I don't think Sugarcane takes much whack off people, so I think she's a fighter.
Werewolf causing trouble, and Molasses is
Swimming.
making
And that's
candy.
the
Swimming.
other-
I'm going with swimming. I'm not sure. What would be the confectioner verb for bake?
That's an excellent question.
Well, instead of looking up, maybe I'll just take bake for my smart.
Yeah.
Cook.
Yeah.
Cook,
Cook.
bake.
Sure.
I'm going to write bake. I like that better than cook.
Okay.
Mark, what was your smart?
Smart was. I was bad and I didn't pick one because my character's tricky and sneaky.
I'm going with recite as well. I got swim, bake, and recite.
Cool.
I think I'm making a pirate who fights, sails, and pirate sassy. Pirate argues. There we go.
Excellent.
That sounds pretty close to a dad joke already. What's a pirate do? It argues.
All right. So we've got Kane. Is it Ao? Did I hear Aoko? Is that right?
Okay. Cocoa, like hot cocoa.
Okay. Sure. Cool. Okay.
Like I say it lightly.
And molasses. Pronouns.
She, her. Are we all ladies?
She, her.
They, them.
They, them.
They, them. Okay, they, them for Coco. And Kane is she, her.
Mhm.
Okay. And molasses is she, her as well.
Yes.
Okay.
Or swamp pirate if you'd like. But yeah, that's her goal in life now.
I mean, that sounds like a pretty awesome goal. And then next, if you want to pick a few items of adventuring gear.
These are rad. I really like these.
Yeah, I don't know if it's worth describing them to the listeners at home, but I can go through the list quickly if we.
Maybe we.
Should go through 'em while we pick.
Okay.
You guys don't already have your gear all picked out?
No.
You can read through them. I was going to say that maybe we should describe them as we use them if we bring them with us.
Oh.
Oh.
Keep an elephant of,
Okay.
an
I can do
elephant
that.
of mystery.
I'll just pick one.
How many are we taking? Two? How many are we taking?
You know, a couple.
Oh, okay.
Two.
Okay, I like it. Yar. Cool, I'm ready.
Excellent. The last piece is and then a weapon. Everybody should have some sort of weapon. You know, axes, bows, daggers, spears, swords, wands, frying pans.
That one.
If you've ever watched Tangled.
I love that.
Dagger.
Le Pierre.
Yeah.
I'm leaning into this pirate. I'm sorry. Not sorry.
There's
Spatula.
nothing to apologize for.
Your rolling pin.
I,
Is that a
I'm,
vibro patch?
I'm going with the spatula.
Spatula.
I love it.
And then the last piece is a spirit companion.
This is cool.
Yeah, so every princess has a spirit companion because every princess not only has a horse, but also has a magical talking animal, or at least an emotive animal. So they're, and the goal is for these to be a fun narrative device, and or the voice of the GM and or parent GM / royal quest giver. So it's you can pick something since we are in the swamp. If you want an otter gator, you can do that. Frogs would probably be fairly appropriate. A small snake, but really whatever you want to bring with you as your spirit companion as we venture forth.
I like how you have the setup with you roll twice, and I rolled a 5 and a 6, so I went with the second column and ended up with a wisp, a puff of blue
nice.
smoke.
Cool.
So,
Okay.
that's super rad.
And rolling is fun, and I ended up with a spark of light. It might be a little spark from the hearth or something. I don't know. Help cook with.
I like it. I
Oh
like
yeah.
a little heart.
I got a snake.
Nice. All right, Coco with the snake. All right, so here, let me just make a note of these real quick. So Kane got the wisp. Coco got the snake. And Molasses got the spark. Yeah, so your spark is like a burning ember. It's a hearth spirit.
Yeah,
Like Calcifer.
that's what I was thinking.
Remind me of Elsifer.
Calcifer is from Howl's Moving Castle.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, cool. And then let's see the snake. What do you think about the snake? And this, unless you have thoughts about the snake.
If you've got ideas for the snake, I'm open.
Okay. So Coco, you ride
Is it a flying snake? Have you seen those? The ones that they have their membrane that opens up and they'll kind of glide. It's not like with wings, but hey, if we have like
Slither
flying
through the
otters-
air.
Uh-huh.
Although,
There's,
are we combining our reptiles with mammals? Is it like a ferret snake?
There's a snake from Florida called the black swamp snake, which is black on the top and it's red on the bottom, and it is non-venomous.
Perfect.
I could see something like that.
Okay. Black swamp snake.
Ooh, or the red-bellied mud snake. We'll go with swamp snake.
Okay. And the wisp. I feel like the wisp should be smoke. You're a pirate. Maybe. Maybe you found a bottle, like floating in the swamp, while you were
Cool.
practicing your sailing maneuvers, and opened it up, and poof, a little puff of blue smoke came floating out, and decided to stick around.
Like it. Found in a bottle. And it like does it want to go back to its bottle every once in a while? Like that's its home?
Actually, I'm kind of, well, I mean, it's your puff of smoke. I'm kind of leaning towards the idea that you freed it, like it got in there somehow and did
Oh,
not want to be in there. Um, and now it's very happy with you for having freed it from its little bottle.
I think that's just my shtick on in Nightcast is to be pounding around with
Yeah,
things
it
that were
is.
stuck in jars.
What's its name, AJ?
But if you'd rather do it the other way, I would.
No. This is wonderful. I love this.
Okay.
We should call it maybe Hans. Maybe we'll call it Hans.
We could do hot. Sure.
I play character in season 2 of the other place, Mark's podcast, and it has a companion that shows up in it, and it's a head in a jar. So it's funny. It's great. It's on
Cool.
point. I was surprised I didn't get a rabbit companion.
Yeah. I mean, it's a wisp of smoke. It probably bounces around you as a bunny all the time.
Yeah.
You could probably
Probably.
form
I can
like,
see that.
different shapes. All right, very good. All right. So you guys have read the rules. Is it worth explaining the rules in at a very high level, or should we just sort of go for it?
I think a brief high level is good.
Brief high level. So each character brings to the team a pool of energy, and you have as many points of energy in your pool as you have verbs collectively on your character sheets. And so as we play and as we tackle different challenges and obstacles, you'll pick which you can try anything. You're a competent, super competent member of the Princess Guard. You can do a lot of things.
I'm right, I can.
Sorry. The things that you are already good at, you will have listed on your character sheet, and you'll have check marks next to them. And each time you try and use that verb and fail, you add another check mark, up to a maximum of 3. You can also try any new verb. And so as we go through and roll, you'll roll your d6 and you'll add the number of check marks you have next to the verb. So if you don't have the verb on your character sheet, you don't add anything. If you happen to have 1 check, because it's already there, the things we start with, you should have 1 check by each of those verbs. You'll add 1 to it, and then 2 and 3. As we roll, you basically always accomplish what you're trying to do. The question is, what cost does it come with? Do you exert yourself to get it done? Right? Because my philosophy is that with enough time and money, or enough time and energy, you kind of can get most things done, as long as they're sort of within the realm of reason. So if you roll a 4 or lower on that roll, then you cost the team 1 point of energy. And this energy needs to last through essentially the entire adventure. I call them missions because you're the Princess Guard and you go on missions. And there's generally like 5 scenes to a mission, so it has to last through all those 5 scenes. If you roll a 5 or 6, then you get what you want. You got what you want. Hooray! That's its own reward. If you roll a 7 or above, then you not only got what you want, but you add energy back to the team. Either you did something super cool, or everybody felt good about how it was accomplished. Whatever that outcome is, you add energy back into your pool. So when you fail your check, so if you get that 1 through 4, that's considered a failure. Even though you get what you want, you've spent energy to do it. And energy is a finite resource. If you fail, you get to add another check, because by failing, you've learned. You've learned something, how to do it better next time. If you succeed, you don't get another check, because that success is its own reward. And if you get a big success, then you get energy back. That's really it. That's the core of the game in terms of the verbs system.
Yeah, then that totally messes with my brain, thinking that when I fail, I learn something, which in real life, that's what we're supposed to do. And then when we succeed, we just keep going. You know, like, yeah, that's just life. Congratulations, you succeeded. That's your reward.
Right.
But then you succeed really well, you get energy to continue on to do more. So
Right. It's a little bit of the idea of momentum, getting some momentum behind you. So,
Yeah.
you got some big successes, you feel good and hyped, and it carries you a little bit farther. And we keep track of the pool of energy as a team. So even though each person, if you fail when you roll, you use energy from that pool as a team, you just kind of collectively pool it together. And that way you can cover each other's losses and things like that, the way a real functional team does. So if you solve all of the serious problems throughout the mission structure, before you run out of energy, then hooray, everything went well, and you get to go back to the castle and have ice cream, or a celebration of some sort. And if you don't, well, not everything is successful, and you learn from it, and you go back out and you try it again tomorrow. That's part of the design philosophy, is that's hopefully what, especially if younger audiences are playing this, that they'll sort of take away from that resilient idea of resilience. So we're going to set the scene. Your very first mission begins on the first day of summer. And what we will, let's see, AJ, you've got the tiara on, so I'm going to ask you to roll a d6.
3.
3. Okay, so it's a clear blue sky, sort of coolish weather. It's a nice day in the royal realm of Cetalot. Even though the Grasslanders thinks your realm is kind of stinky, you do make really great beignets, and they're all happy to see the beignets when they come down the river. So you guys have packed your gear. We've already sort of gone through that as part of the character creation. Your horses are ready and waiting for you. And typically, we do probably stick to the island in this adventure. So you'll probably just be riding Rummy and Marshmallow and Toffee through the swamp and such. So let's figure out who needs what and what quest we're going to be tackling today. So I have dice, but I'm just going to use my little electronic dice roller. And we're going to roll 2d. Let's see, we're going to roll 1d6 2 times. So the first one is a 1. Okay. And the second one is also 1. So the alchemist needs some help. So the alchemist, Nomura. Nomura the alchemist travels far and wide to find ingredients for her potions. She's an adventurer first, really, and an alchemist second. Like, the alchemy pays the bills for her adventures. But she's looking for a batch of red hawkweed for her newest potion. And so, actually, I completely lied. We are going to go off island as our very first adventure. So you guys, or you all, you princesses, are going to need to venture to a desert realm. So either a realm that you know of that has a desert, or just one of the unoccupied islands that has desert terrain. Red hawkweed resembles orange hawkweed, which is a little orange flower that looks a little bit like a dandelion, but it's orange instead of yellow. But it's a vibrant, glowing red, so it has the spirit of fire inside of it. It's hot to the touch. It grows only in the desert, and if you get wood or paper too close to it, it can just spontaneously catch those on fire. So you have to be careful with it once you collect it. And the desert is not necessarily the friendliest of terrains, so there's have some, might be a little bit challenging to find the hawkweed. So since we have to go off island, that means we need a name for your ship, for your
Since we're
sketch.
going off island, and it means we probably won't encounter any. Maybe the ship should be called the Otter Gator.
The Otter Gator.
The Otter Gator. I think that's perfect. Yes. So you all pile into the Otter Gator. Let's see. Your captain is. Let's see. Let's figure out a name for the captain.
He could be Beignet. Ben. Captain Beignet. Everyone's happy to see him.
All right, we'll do it. Let's do Captain Ben.
Just lean into it.
Perfect. So Captain Ben ushers you aboard. You guys are headed to the desert of the. Let's see. I'm using the fantasy name generators to come up with one. None of these are good. Come on.
We could do like the cactus snakes. I don't know.
What's the name of the island?
Thinking, like
We'll call it. Let's see. So we're heading to the.
what is that?
What kind of desert are we expecting? Like cactuses, or just
Yeah.
sand and an oasis in the distance?
Yeah. So maybe some cactuses.
Does this island have like the world's version of Las Vegas, or a big canyon, or
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I'm picturing like a nice canyon. So let's do some mountains. Some really
Yeah.
big mountains.
Like a painted one that has all the different layers and minerals.
Yeah.
painted sands, painted cliffs,
Okay.
Sandy fields.
sandy fields. That sounds a little nicer than what I think we're expecting.
Yeah. Maybe the.
How do you think they get
painted
people to their version of Las Vegas?
Let's call it the Painted Wastelands. We'll
Painted
start there.
wastelands.
Yes. So you're headed to
Sandy
the Painted-
Fields sounds like the writer of the brochure for this place.
Yeah.
Or like mayor. Come join Sandy Fields.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So yeah. So Captain Ben navigates through the ether. You guys spend a better portion of a day taking in the sights and watching your island recede in the distance, and this mountainous, dry, it just all looks tan from a distance. As you get closer and closer, you can see little specks of green that eventually you identify as cacti on the land, dotting the landscape. It is mostly mountain, so it's like one giant canyon island. Lots of mountains, lots of trails, and you can see sort of the sand and the dust blow up off of the land as the wind blows by. Occasional tumbleweed goes rolling along, and so you pull into port. Captain Ben docks. There's a little post to tie up to, but it's clearly not a highly visited location. It is not where the Las Vegas of this world resides. It's not prime tourist destination. It's a little more desolate than that, but lovely, lovely island with the painted rocks and such. Yeah, in fact, you know, now that you're up close, you got the painted rocks, but the sand is multicolored as well and has a kind of shimmer to it a little bit. So it's really lovely. I mean, for a desolate desert wasteland. So you guys trump off the ship. Is there anything specific? You know that there is. You know that you're looking for hawkweed. You don't have a particular location. You just kind of have to wander about and see if you can and find some. Is there anything specific that you all want to do before you head off into the desert? And are you taking the horses? Because you have the horses.
I have the horses. It's pretty mountainous. You said there were trails.
Yeah, I mean you can tell that there have been a few people in and out.
Okay.
But it's by no means
Right.
well traveled.
It's not paved.
No.
Yeah. Well, I think we unload the horses, and which one of us do you think usually takes the leadership position? I don't think it's Coco.
I don't think it's Molasses.
I think it's Kane who
Yeah.
will lead the way.
I think Molasses was needed a little help in realizing that we were visiting a desert island and not a desert island. Just had to squeeze that in there real quick.
Yep. So yeah, Coco unloads Marshmallow, leading them onto this island. Coco has a chocolate-colored poncho on, tied, not really tied, but belted around their waist. They, I think they've got their sleeves rolled up under that and shorts and hiking boots on.
Nice.
Sensible adventuring gear.
Yep.
Yes.
Princess Kane is not sensible. She will be wearing the dark poncho with the big black hat and puffy sleeved shirt with the nice leather gloves.
Leaning way into that pirate vibe.
Oh, I thought we were going good, the bad, and the ugly here. You went Clint Eastwood with.
Hey,
with
wait a
the,
second.
with the poncho, and I'm Angel Eyes over here. You know.
Molasses has got some breathable leggings on and a very loose, shapeless kind of dress. It's a light pastel lilac color and a giant sun hat. Spatula is tucked into a little loose belt at the ready as if it's a sword, and feels very comfortable on top of Toffee.
Excellent. All right, so the three of you, I mean, there's some trails. Head along in through the trails, get out of sight of the ship, start heading down a little bit before it looks like it heads back up again, and round a bend, around a big outcropping, and there's three big, like 6 foot long, blue lizards that look hungry. They look at you and they hiss.
Coco hisses back.
So you've got 3 lizards in front of you. How do you deal with the threat? What verbs do you use to try and maneuver through the situation?
Well, Coco would sneak. Well, yeah, no, Coco would sneak.
Okay, so you're currently on Marshmallow.
Yeah. Doesn't stop Coco from trying.
All right, let's do it. Go
No.
ahead.
Yeah, so they like lean close to Marshmallow's back and whisper, "All right, Marshmallow, be quiet." That is a now add the check mark, right?
Yeah,
It's a
correct.
7.
Marshmallow is the sneakiest horse.
Marshmallow is very used to this sort of thing.
Yeah, there's a lot of tiptoeing.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's basically tiptoeing. You're doing great, Marshmallow.
All right, very good. And then what about so you're sneaking up? Are you trying to sneak
I
around
like to
them?
sneak around them.
Okay.
They're not about confrontation. Not like Kane.
All about confrontation. And she goes, "Hey, you know what? There's 3. We can make 3 new purses. Looky here, or belts." And as foolish as it is, I think she will use her fight to retrieve herself a new belt
Very
from one of
good.
these.
Okay.
While the other one,
Now, are you doing this from horseback? Are you hopping down?
course.
What's that look? Okay. Yeah. More stylish.
Charging on horseback.
charging. Yeah,
I mean, what is a horse
Alright.
but a land ship to a pirate?
that's right. Yar. It's harder than you think. It's not. She's not Zorro, and so she rolled a 1.
Ooh, okay. So even with I mean, so you do poke a lizard, but you happen to like stick in it and you fall off of Rummy.
Yeah.
Rummy.
Get back here, Rummy.
So the unintended dismount and potential mount back up costs you guys 1 point of energy, but you got one back already, so you had one to spare. So you're even, so you're good.
All right, remind me. For energy, we get 3 apiece for the amount of verbs we have,
We currently have 9.
or for the amount of verbs there are
Yeah,
total in our party. Okay.
Of 9, yeah. And then you got one for 10, and then now you're
Okay.
Yeah.
back down to 9. And the other thing that I should mention, and that I didn't before, is that the scene is over when we sort of collectively decide it's over. There's no hit points. It's whatever makes sense for the narrative. And I sort of trust that if people are playing it to have fun, that they will do whatever they want to have fun. So it's,
Well,
Yeah.
speaking of whatever you want, um, Molasses is a friendly, grandmotherly type. I would like to attempt to smile at these lizards and in a befriending sort of way. Maybe we've got a couple little lozenges or something.
Got the,
I got a nice butterscotch for you here.
God, it's always butterscotch.
And I got a 4. I'm not sure they understood me very well.
And what verb did you use?
I was trying to introduce a new verb to my sheet of
Yep.
smile
Smile. Okay. Okay.
or
Cool.
befriend. Is that a verb
So maybe yeah,
or an
befriend would be
adjective?
Yeah. So
That's
you can now add that to your sheet with a single check mark.
Right.
And Kane, you can add another check mark to your fight because you just learned that maybe you're using a rapier, maybe
Yeah.
sticking the rapier directly like where the scale will catch it was, I mean, you know, it worked, but maybe not at a full charge.
Yeah. I need a saber. I need a saber.
If you're going to do the horseback.
Horseback is sabers. That's right.
Okay, so you guys, yeah. So the lizards, they don't quite know why you're smiling at them. They think you're baring your teeth at them, and so they rear back. Yeah, we can just kind of go in order. People can jump in if they want or whatnot.
I think seeing that that their companions did not follow suit with the sneaking, which was clearly the right thing to do in this situation.
Obviously, it wasn't since they saw us and hissed.
Coco is going to stop sneaking and turn Marshmallow quickly and ride into what will possibly soon be a fray, and get in between these lizards and their companions, because they're not about a confrontation, and they would rather trick these lizards into thinking that they are more of a threat than maybe they actually are.
Okay.
So they get in the way and instruct Marshmallow to rear up on her back hooves, and Coco's gonna yell really loud. You think that should be trick, or do you think that should be yell, or handle for the horse? Ride?
Yeah, or like a scare or intimidate
Scare.
or something like that. Yeah, scare.
I like scare.
Yeah.
All right.
That's good.
Zach's homemade dice are not failing me tonight, so let's see what we
Yes.
do here. Oh, they're failing me. I got a 3.
Oh no.
But you learned a little bit more about scare
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
process.
So they get in the way, get in between these lizards and Cane and Molasses, and they say, "You 3 lizards, get out of here!" And
The lizards do not, in fact, get
they do not. No, it's quiet for a second, and then they start roaring again.
And so I think so. You rolled a 3, so we're down to 8, and then Molasses rolled. You got a total of 4. So we're down to 7, if I recall correctly.
Molasses got a 4, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Just want to make sure I'm keeping track. All right. And then so Molasses and Cane, Coco tried, but Coco did not succeed in scaring off the giant, ferocious lizards.
Mm-hmm. I think as they rear back and roar back at Coco, I'm going to push one off the. No, I'm going to. She's going. Kane whips out her rope since Rummy left, she has lost her mount currently, and so she wants to ride one of the salamanders with her rainbow rope. She wants to lasso one and ride it.
Amazing. Yes, do it.
All right. Do I get bonuses for using in the piece of equipment?
No, that's not.
Okay,
right.
then that's a 3.
But you know what? You still get what you want. Remember, you still get what you want.
Okay,
So,
okay. Does it turn
we're
into like a
playing-
bucking bronco then? And
Yeah, yeah. um, yeah. In fact, I should be doing more of the "you get what you want" bit.
okay.
So
We'll start thinking of everything as a success with threat.
Yeah,
That's how our minds work
Yes.
with the games that we play most.
Okay, good. So yeah, so you are on the back of one of the lizards, using your rainbow rope, which is a very lovely iridescent thin rope that is made from the hair that gets brushed out of unicorns' coats. Can coil or tie itself into a knot on command, so it's a little bit magical. Yeah, the lizard is not. It's not feeling it, but that's okay.
I add ride to my list of verbs.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, absolutely.
It's not
And-
working, guy. Ladies, it's not working. Princesses,
They're just being a little unruly.
I've never been called that. The
For
lizards.
Molasses, I think she draws her spatula and charges at the lizards to start bopping them on the head and impose some discipline and order into this fray, as it were.
All right, so you get in some good whacks on the lizards. Let's see how that all works out.
It's a 2. I need new dice.
So, yeah, the lizards. You bop the one. So the one has already been speared. The one got speared by Kane, and you retrieved you lost your mount and went flying. You're on the back of the one, which is trying to sort of throw you off, and Molasses comes up and whacks it on the face, and then it gets really mad and starts spinning around. So you're just holding on for dear life. Excellent. It's going well.
It's going about how it
These
usually
are
does.
alligators.
Oh boy. Nothing seems to be working. Coco is not. I mean, Coco is tricky, sneaky, a little adventurous.
Mhm.
They're also kind of smart. Like it's part of being my concept for the character was the trickster princess. So
Yeah.
there's a level of intellect with that. I would like to know more about these lizards. Is that like learn or know or study?
Oh, maybe study. Study's
Yeah.
probably good.
Study by watching them, maybe.
Yeah.
I got a 5.
Oh, nice. Okay, so you take a moment, you look at them. Is there anything specific? They look. You're guessing by their behavior that they're not just simply wandering out, and
Yeah,
it looks like they're hungry.
yeah. That was our first observation, was that they seemed potentially hungry.
Right.
Is there a way for them to know maybe what they eat? Hopefully not people. Where, I don't know. where they were going.
Yeah, sure. It looks like they were crossing this trail, so they were coming down from the um, they're coming down from the cliffs and kind of heading off over a hill. Kind of that was the direction they were heading.
After studying things for a moment, Coco got Marshmallow back to normal horse stuff and sort of got out of the way while all the chaos happened. And now they yell into the fray, "You two, these lizards are just hungry. Does anybody have any food?"
I mean, I never leave home without food or a treat. Can I have baked something? Can I like procure something
Yeah,
that I've baked before?
Yeah, I would assume that you have that you are always carrying baked goods.
Yeah.
It's not
Upon your
discover something that wasn't in your pocket a minute ago. Are you actually rolling?
I'm rolling bake. Is that all right?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Well, that would make sense. Just bake and see if it's edible
If it's
for
great
them
or
or...
gross?
Yeah, if it's tasty to the to the lizards.
Yeah. So bake is a 6. Since that was one of the ones I took before, I get the check mark. Rolled a
Nice.
5. I'm up to 6 now.
Excellent.
So I
yeah. So
pull out some biscuits and stuff to, from my pack and start tossing them to the lizards.
Throw them over there. They were going that direction.
Huh? Oh. Chucks them
So,
off
yeah,
to the
I
side
mean,
of the road.
I mean that sounds to me like they're at this point they've been bopped on the head. They've had people riding them. They're going after the bait. Yeah, I mean, cookies. What
Yeah,
can we throw?
so some kind of like buttered biscuit, sweet confection,
I mean,
a shortbread
I'm sure
cookie.
that too, so. Yeah. All right. So you toss the shortbread, and they just sort of take off after it. Kane, you are currently on the back of one. So,
Oh, yeah.
what would you like to do about that? particular
She
situation?
wants to. She wants to get off. Let's see. Is there
Dismount.
dismount? Do I? Well,
Jump.
Ride would work.
Jump.
I mean, you just put ride on your
Jump.
sheet.
Yeah, ride.
Yeah, or ride. I
Right.
mean,
yeah.
yeah, you're trying to make a graceful dismount, not just
Yeah.
sort of leap off.
Tumble.
Okay.
She wants to tumble. There's
Yeah.
tumbleweeds, and that's probably what she's going to roll when she rolls this one that I'm about to roll is right into a tumbleweed. It's a 5.
Oh, hey,
Yeah.
excellent dismount. You tumble off.
Yeah.
Right. Jazz hands.
Yeah.
Um,
And she'll coil up her rainbow rope.
Rainbow rope.
Yep.
very good.
She'll take a bow and dust herself off. Now we need to go find Rummy.
That was rough. This isn't a nice island.
So dusty.
But you do
All right.
have an ex lizard that you could do something with.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Anybody have reanimate?
Not this character.
No, I do have a recite. Was one of the things I took, and I pictured those always to be recipes off the top of her head. If we want to stop for a minute, I can roll a recite, and we can see what we can do with this lizard.
That's perfect. Don't even bother rolling. Yeah,
Okay.
you can just lizard stew right off the top of your head. So you guys added some verbs to your character sheets. Um, so how many overall did we add during that?
I have a total of 5 now.
The 5 now. Okay.
I am also at 5.
You added 2. So everybody added 2. So that has always sort of been part of where the sort of strategic tactical thought about this system comes in is, do I do the thing that I know is probably going to work, or do I try something else even though I might fail, but then we get stronger and stronger as a team, and not only do I know more things, but now we have more energy points as we go along. So you all added 2. So you are now at 11 because you were at 5. So you went down to 5 from 9, and now you're back up to above that at 11 because you added verbs to your character sheet. So that's excellent. So do you want to continue to follow the trail then, or you take off after the lizards? How do you want to play it? Make a little stew first, rest, then go follow the trail. How does?
I think
Do you guys have a preference?
molasses is stewing, if that's what you're going to do. Coco will scout the perimeter of where they are set up and study the landscape to see where vegetation might be growing. Because I mean,
Okay.
there's a certain height up mountains where things aren't going to grow, and I don't know. Should I roll something to know more about red hawkweed, or
No, I think you're okay. You can maybe climb up a little bit, take a look
Yeah.
around, and survey the scene. Um, yeah, there are a couple possible ways you could go. It looks like there is. If you follow the trail, it'll lead you into a canyon. But as you sort of look in the distance, you can see more vegetation, sort of at the other end of that canyon. So that might be a likely place or a worthwhile place to check out.
relay that information to the crew? Uh, yeah. So, what's next, Kane?
Well, now I gotta go. I gotta find Rummy, and we gotta get that vegetation going. I think
yeah.
we're gonna be able to, get something out of this, lizard skin, and molasses is gonna make some good stew. A little early for us to be making camp, but I think we could have a nice meal here, and then we'll
You-
gotta move out.
You lose Rummy every single time we come out.
Well,
Does
I
the
know.
horse like you?
We argue a lot, okay? And it just happens that I won the last argument, so Rummy's a little bit bitter about it. And so maybe I'm just gonna have to have another argument with it. That darn horse, and we'll get it figured out. I hope. So I would like to have an argument with Rummy, and
You gotta find Rummy first.
yeah.
Yeah, sure. If you follow the trail a little bit, Rummy's off to one side, sort of sitting behind the big boulders.
Now, what on earth are you doing there? That is no way for you to be acting in a time of crisis when we're battling. I'm gonna roll and then see how well.
Roll to argue.
I'm rolling to argue. 4. Now get back over here. We have things to do. You're gonna dry out, and you're not gonna be all lush and. Fine. I won't be attacking things from horseback, from your back, anytime soon. Obviously, you disliked it, so you're right. And she'll
Yeah.
concede the argument.
Lose an
You're
argument
winning.
with a horse.
Rummy gets up and dutifully follows you back to the camp.
The camp has just a wonderful assortment of food on a kind of breakout table with cloth, and Molasses is, I've made all of this. Come sit, eat before we do anything else. Just can't do anything on an empty stomach. There's an array of stews and jerky and biscuits and all the accoutrement for a nice little afternoon lunch.
Well, Molasses was also able to. We've got a whole giant lizard here. You probably were able to make gelatin. We've got candy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Mm. Lizard candy. Yeah.
Lizard candy.
Yeah.
Lizard gelatin candy.
That sounds amazing.
It is amazing.
Unctuous.
I love the chewy nuggets. They're the best.
I mean, the
This
lizard
is a
candy-
lot. We're gonna have to take some with us.
You can probably get enough lizard hide to make. You could make a belt. You could probably also make a pretty cool pair of boots. Is all I'm saying.
I think
Yeah, but Molasses has trimmed all the leather down to the right size, and then has wrapped it up nicely and has given it to Kane.
Wow. Molasses, you're amazing. You're just amazing. How you got that done and had this big meal done, and all I had enough time to do was argue with a horse.
Well, we all have our
Some of it,
priorities.
and it was not Coco's cup of tea. So
The blue
Coco
lizard
just went
candy.
and looked at some cactus, some cacti for
Okay,
a
bye
while.
now.
All right. So after you guys decamp, wander or plod along the trail, you do sort of wander down into the canyon. It is particularly cactus filled, which, yay vegetation, boo pokey plants. So it's a tight squeeze between the thorny cacti. You can occasionally spot large spiders peeking at you from behind the boulders and behind the cactuses. So you've got cactuses and boulders and spiders to contend with.
Oh my.
How do you navigate the cactus-filled, thorny spider canyon?
Kane is more of a go first, deal with consequences later.
Yeah.
So she would look at it and go, "We can sail it through this. I think this way."
Okay.
But I'm kind of worried that should we hit those cactus wrong, Rami's gonna bolt, and then I'm gonna end up in the cactus
Yeah.
over there
You're gonna get stuck
again.
again.
But it's not a bog this time.
No.
This one
It
looks more
hurts
painful.
more. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Any ideas?
is it time to use some magic?
Well, I've been kind of holding off on wanting to use magic, but what were you thinking?
You're worried about the cacti. I'm worried about those spiders.
Hmm.
I was thinking maybe we could hide ourselves.
How?
You don't know how to do a mask?
I was more interested in making bubbles, but bubbles plus cacti tend not to work very well.
It's one of the basic things that Professor Fiddlehead taught us back when we were learning the basics of magic. We can hide our presence from other people.
Yeah, if you remember right, I got a C there,
I do remember right.
and it was because I did the extra credit, and that was it.
Yeah, you would have had a D otherwise.
Yeah. So Matt, well,
Molasses, you're old. You probably know some magic by now.
Yeah. I was just thinking of the old days, dating old Professor Fiddlehead. Kept sneaking off on me. But yeah, I think
Well, do you have a solution for getting through these spiky cacti and giant spiders?
don't get poked. That's my suggestion. Anything worth doing's worth overdoing. That's my old philosophy.
What does that mean?
What do you think it means?
What does it mean in this particular situation?
There's a situation here.
We're about to walk into one, or ride into one.
Well, I kind of thought maybe we could weave our way through and just walk. Just walk. That's my solution. Just walk. We'll just walk through. It's just cactus and spiders. We're on horses. It's fine. You kids
Hey,
these
you two go
days.
first.
yeah. Why don't you show us how it works?
I think Molasses never stopped like having the horse walk. It was just like, this is a problem. All right, I guess I'm gonna roll a walk.
Yeah.
I'm making new verbs already. Okay. It's a 4.
Okay. Well, you're walking. Yeah, you make some forward progress, right? You bounce off a couple of cacti in the process.
I think she's breaking the needles for us as she goes.
Well, that's what she was
You're
planning.
clearing a path. There
Yeah.
you go. Yeah.
She's so nice. Okay.
These
I think
cacti
you
are
got
way
convinced.
spikier than the ones back home.
It's true.
I'm gonna go for bubble magic.
All right.
I'm gonna bubble up me, and I'm gonna float above the cacti.
Are you bubbling yourself and Rummy?
Of course.
You just okay.
And then me and Rummy will get in an argument
You fail.
when I fail.
When you roll a 1.
All right, do it. Let's do it. You're gonna bubble. Bubble is your verb.
6.
Oh,
6.
hey, look at that. Okay.
That's another one. We get so that puts us at 12.
Oh, we're down to 9. I don't think we get another one for 6. You got to get a 7.
Oh.
Yeah, you have to. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Coco was thoroughly impressed
So you-
that Kane was able to do this with what was basically a D in magic, only a C because
in
of the
hiding.
extra credit. Yeah.
Well, this
No,
is
that
showy
was
magic.
in magic, just in general.
The extra credit
And-
was bubble magic.
Yeah.
Because she's full of hot air.
Coco internally does not want to try the same magic and do it poorly, so they're going to do something completely different, and they're going to do that sneaky mask thing to hide themselves from the spiders, specifically.
Okay. So you're going to use. You can actually use. You've got trick and sneak.
I have sneak, yeah.
Okay, then yeah, I would use sneak.
Okay, cool.
If it were me.
Oh, you didn't want to use magic invisibility?
I got a 2.
Oh no.
I do it, but very badly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it that you can't see yourself, and so well you no one else can see you either, so you're
Pretty funny. If
Yeah,
you're all right with that, yeah, that's exactly what it is. To everyone else, Coco just went invisible from the feet up. But from Coco's perspective, there is nothing left. They're just like floating consciousness in the void. They can feel everything. They can see nothing. And so they have this instinctual idea of where their body ends, but it is not enough, making their way through these cacti and pointy like yucca plants and all these other things. Yeah.
So as Kane, as you and Rummy float along, you look down and you just see these random cacti just
That's
to your left.
unusual.
Go to your right.
and
You're on the
molasses.
right.
As you're sort of wow, ow, ow. You know, you just hear behind you. Okay.
It's not any different than walking.
All right, I'm gonna call that one. I think we're good there. You guys sort of between the various methods make it to towards the end of the canyon. Now, the one thing that you weren't able to spot from far away is that there is a giant rock slide at the end of this canyon blocking the trail. You didn't see that. So there's a lovely cliff. There's a big pile of rocks, and there's you guys. So how are you going to continue forward?
Molasses hears a voice at about elbow level with nobody there. There's some big rocks.
Oh, and how
Stones
many
are
verbs
talking
did
again.
you opt during that?
Just one
Nothing new.
for me.
I use magic, but I don't get it right since I didn't fail with it.
Yeah.
Okay, so nothing new.
The reward was floating above the canyon.
Yep. With your horse.
Cool. Okay. So you guys are up to 10. Yeah. So there's this big, massive pile of rocks. You guys have horses. You apparently have bubble magic, which, I mean, you know. Are you visible? What do I want to say? Invisible. Are you
Visible?
becoming visible again? Or are you staying invisible, Coco?
They'll revisible.
Revisible.
They will reappear only when they are done having fun scaring the other two.
Very good.
So it'll be soon.
Molasses kind of looks over the edge of the cliff. How far and
It's a
dangerous does
cliff,
it look?
cliff up. It's a cliff.
Oh, it's a cliff up.
Yeah,
See?
you guys are at the bottom of the canyon, and so you could go up, or you could just rocks, or
You could up or
you're
rocks.
enterprising, inventive princesses. You
Mhm.
guys can figure out
So-
how to.
Kane here's a voice a couple inches away from her ear. Do you want to bubble those rocks?
Ooh, a lot of rocks to bubble. Like maybe bubble us, but then we would have to get gusto to get up.
I have an idea.
Who
have a
is
grappling hook?
talking?
How do you two feel about spiders?
Molasses gets just quiet.
Spiders can walk up vertical surfaces.
You want to lasso some spiders?
Yeah, I think we should tame some spiders.
Didn't work so well with the lizards.
It
We can
didn't
try it.
but we can try.
Sure.
We're gonna have to leave the horses though. You might never find yours again. Ours will be fine.
Okay. Go.
Remy will always find me because he's always looking for a fight. So
Yeah, that's true.
that's how he bites.
So you're going to attempt to
We'll tame some spiders. I love it.
tame some spiders. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's do it.
Yeah. So Coco reappears. Head down from the top. From the top down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And starts approaching one of these spiders. How big are they? They're big enough to ride?
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see. That's a yes.
Yeah.
They
I
are
just
now.
made an assumption there.
They are now.
They are now.
Yeah. So they start approaching one of these spiders with a hand out, trying to basically be friends with a spider. Hey there, spider. You look like a nice spider. I'm a nice princess. Do
Looks like
you want to be friends?
What verb are you attempting to use?
Tame
Okay.
Ooh, nice.
is yeah. That's what I want to do.
Okay.
And roll a 1.
Oh no.
Okay. Well, let's say that the spider. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out how to fail forward trying to tame a giant spider.
Yeah.
Most spider fur is itchy.
That is true. That is true. It nuzzles you like a friendly house cat.
Oh man, that's worse than the cacti.
And
Good-
you
good
immediately
spider.
Apparently, it is a friendly spider because it is just like it flips over at once.
Scratch his thorax. Scratch his thorax.
Cane molasses, these spiders are friendly and very, very itchy. This one's named Frank.
Hello, Frank. You think you can take us to the top of the
No, find your own.
What?
There's only enough room for me on Frank's back.
Send Frank
They,
back.
they are only big enough to carry one princess per spider. Yeah, you are super itchy. Frank is an especially itchy spider.
He's like, it's like he's covered in a bunch of daggers. This is gonna be a fun ride.
No. Nice long way up. Kane doesn't. Kane's persistent, and she's a headlong person. She's going to ride one. She rid
She's
this
gonna do
salamander.
it.
She's going to do it this time. She's convinced. She's going to be able to ride something. I think this is her
This is the
problem
one.
is nothing. She doesn't like to be. She doesn't like to, things. Don't like to let her ride. I think is that right? Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Let's see how we do.
Easy, spider. Here we go. All right. 4.
Okay. Yeah, I mean it is it's a difficult riding a spider is not you don't quite know how to situate yourself because
Yeah,
there's
they have so many legs. Where do you put yours?
it's very awkward. It's like
I don't like this either.
This
but
is
you
not
get on
going to be
one.
fun, but it's going to do the job.
I want to go
So
back on
you-
the ship.
So you're on the back of a giant spider. You have no idea where you're supposed to put your feet or anything like that. But it's letting you climb on back. It's back.
And I get a check mark for that since I failed, right?
Yes.
Okay.
That's correct.
You're just living Andrew's nightmare right now.
I'm okay. I have a solution.
You're going to overcome your fear.
Well, as fun as it is to do new verbs and get new verbs, I want to
Yeah.
go back to smile. I feel if Molasses, the kindred spirit like me, is just going to smile, grin and bear it, so to speak. It's going to walk up very cautiously to the spider and smile at it. And it's a 4 with my check mark.
Yeah. What? But you get another check mark.
Do you get another check mark? Smiling has not worked out for me yet.
Nor has writing for me, so
I think it's your smile. It doesn't make it upset or anything like that, but it clicks its mandibles back at you. If a spider could look confused, it's looking confused.
I have a suggestion as well for how I still end up at the top of the cliff face. I think instead of riding the spider, the confused spider wraps me in a little bit of web, hauls me up dangling behind the spider. Clearly, what I conveyed with my smile was that I wanted to be carried.
You wanted to be carried, yes. Okay. Cool. Okay. Yeah, you guys can make it up to the top of the cliff. That's.
oh man.
This is very uncomfortable.
You're welcome for the idea. Probably not my best.
You think?
It's an idea.
I'm just proud of you for trying, sweetie.
So how many? Did we add any new verbs during that?
Didn't add any new ones, I don't think.
I had a tame.
Oh, we did. Okay.
I got a check mark.
Yeah. All right. And the spiders drop you off. They go scuttling back down into the canyon. Walk along the trail a little bit more. The bigger patches of vegetation that you saw from up on the hill are fairly close now at this point. Walk along a little bit, and then sort of up over the hill comes this giant. You can tell it's angry, even though it's a giant scorpion, but it's an angry scorpion.
Oh yeah.
And it's on fire. It's a giant, angry.
I don't want to ride this.
fire
I don't want to ride this.
Yeah, no, we should avoid that, but go in the direction that it came because it probably touched one of those hawkweeds.
So it's coming at you guys, full speed. So what would you like to do about the giant, fiery, angry scorpion?
Avoid.
Yeah,
Attainment.
What about heal it? Is fire not its natural state?
Great question.
You do,
Like new island, new.
Excuse
new
me, Scorpion.
flora,
Are you
fauna.
normally on fire?
yeah, no,
Like
you know,
natural, if its natural state is like fire, then all right, let's run. But if it's like
right.
it's on fire,
You get the sense that it is more on fire than that it is fire. Yeah.
oh no. Okay, so I think Kane will go. I don't think it's a scorpion that's a fire scorpion. I think it's a scorpion that's on fire.
What do we do?
I'm gonna try putting out the fire.
So
Can we each? Is Molasses also going to try and put out the fire?
Yep.
Can we each pick our verb and roll at the same time?
Yes.
oh, I like that.
Fantastic.
Okay. I'm gonna do throw, and I'm gonna throw one of my special items to try and put out the fire.
Okay. Cool.
I wanted to pick extinguish.
Okay. Cool.
I was gonna hit it with a bubble water. Using my water from the canteen and use bubble magic.
Okay. Cool. Let's see.
Douse
how
that
we
fire.
do. 1, 2, 2. Okay.
None of us want to.
I mean, Molasses
Yeah,
just
so I-
whipped out the spatula and started digging it in the dirt to try and put the scorpion out with the dirt of the desert. Same way you'd put out a
Coco.
grease fire in a kitchen.
Coco pulled out one of the sticky goo bombs that they have to try and smother the fire, and threw it.
Okay. Cool.
Same.
So we tarred and feathered the scorpion so far.
Yeah.
Yes. So is it as you're throwing, I'm casting and you're tossing, and it all just hits this poor scorpion? Oh, poor scorpion.
Yeah. But it all right. So let's say you're down to 5 now. The
We're running low, guys.
Welcome to Hopco.
no, this is great. Yeah. So the goo bomb hits, it covers the scorpion. And there's goo. You've got dirt and sand covering the goo, and then the bubble water comes in and sort of rolls off the back of the goo. But between the three of you, you put out the fire. Let's say that the scorpion who is charging right at you, and you guys did all this stuff at it, it is so distracted by being gooey and sandy and getting bubbles splashed in its face that it just kind of tumbles over you, but not like Fast and Furious where you go underneath it where it goes over you, but like it just like runs right into you and knocks you all over. So that's where our loss of energy comes from.
We get stuck briefly to its back.
Stuck to its back. Yeah.
I'm writing. Look, I'm writing it. I'm writing it. Ah.
Proud of you.
But then it gets up and shakes you off and the goo off, and actually says, "Oh, thanks. That was awful."
It didn't look very fun.
Yeah, I was nosing around over there, and I ate this patch of tasty red flowers, but they weren't actually tasty. I just thought they were going to be tasty, but they weren't. And then my mouth was on fire, and then you guys put it out. Thanks so much.
I normally like spicy things, but that sounds like too much.
Yeah, they were super hot. I don't like things that hot. Mm-mm.
Could you maybe point us towards where you spotted those? We'll make sure that nobody eats those again.
Oh yeah, sure. And the scorpion turns around and points its stinger, like right over in that other direction, and then you guys you can turn and look, and you can spot some red flowers poking out over in that direction.
Excellent. Okay, bye. Thank you.
Molasses pulls out a little peppermint and gives it to the scorpion. Oh. It might taste funny for a little while. Here.
That's nice, cool. All right, that works out well. So yeah, you guys find the big patch of red hawkweed. It's a big patch minus one scorpion-sized bite, but plenty for your purposes. Now, you've got the hawkweed, but now you have to figure out how to get it home without setting your cells and everything else on fire. So,
I don't want a toasted marshmallow.
no. So that's really the last challenge is of this particular mission is figuring out how to get it back to your ship without setting yourself and your horses and your ship on fire.
I have an idea, but I feel like I've been throwing around a lot of ideas.
We all
Well,
have.
that's kind of your job. So what do
Okay.
you got?
Your lizard leather. I'm wondering if it's fireproof.
Ooh,
We can make it fireproof.
that's a great idea.
Tanning.
I'm not doing that. Even thinking about it makes me want to throw up.
Yeah. So like, build a container.
You also have sticky goo. It's a matter of taking the sticky goo off when we get it back, though. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm sure Nomura has some anti-sticky goo stuff.
Oh no doubt. If anybody does, she does. Yeah.
With all the liquor running around, there's got to be a solvent of some sort. Okay. I gotta. There it is.
Those are my dogs.
Okay. Yes, let's build a container using the lizard leather.
Mhm.
I can use the rainbow rope to cinch it all together.
Okay.
Is this something that we're each going to roll a part in?
You're each contributing? Sure.
Okay.
That's good.
Okay.
So I think I would like to study what we have and figure out the best way to put it together.
What verb?
Study.
Oh, study. Okay.
I want so
That
badly
sounds
to
out.
smile at this problem, but I don't think I get to use
I
that
don't think
here.
it's gonna.
So I'm gonna go with sew in this. I'm gonna pull
Okay.
some of the needles from the cactus that are still probably in my leg, and assist in sewing this container up together.
Okay. All right.
I was thinking
So
something similar to sail, but because you stitch sails together. But
Mm,
what about? I just use build.
yeah, build's a good one. So we got build. So what was
Study?
Coco's?
Study.
Are we all rolling at the same time
all
again?
the bits that we have.
Got it. Sure.
I'm changing my dice because Zach, if you're watching this, your dice failed me.
Is that the Dr. Pepper ones? No. Which
No,
one?
it's these galaxy ones. You can't see
Oh,
them
the
very well,
galaxy
but they're
ones.
very cool.
Ooh, those are cool.
Oh, they're
I knew dice
They're-
would know better.
they're
I got a
gorgeous.
2.
Hey, you're not alone.
We're just really lucky with the 2s.
6.
Nice.
Hey.
Oh wait, no, it's a 3 because I have a check. Not much better.
Now, it was succeeding on the new verbs, which is a new thing to me. Do I write the verb down without a check mark, or do I leave it off?
You leave it off.
Okay.
'cause You
just saw what you wanted.
Yay. Yeah. But that's good. So you guys only lost 2 energy. So you're at 3.
Yep.
So you do it. You pull it
Narrowly.
together. Hey. It's
I think Coco looks at all the stuff and decides that they don't have enough to make what they need to do this, but if they did have enough, they would do it in this particular way. And then They scratch a diagram in the cracked earth.
Okay, very good.
It's not pretty.
I think
But
while
it
the
works.
youngins are studying the problem and thinking about it, Molasses is just kind of sitting back on a rock, humming to herself while she's sewing the leather together, minding her own business into a nice little, or a large pouch. Uh, What was it? Glitter goo? Glitter, or
We've got glitter,
sticky goo?
goo.
Sticky goo.
Sticky goo.
We've got
Rainbow rope.
lizard skin. We've got rainbow rope, cactus needles. Yeah,
And sticky goo. Excellent.
and whatever
Yeah.
baked goods are in your pouch.
Skin, are you doing anything with the final? Are you like sealing it with the sticky goo, or just using the rainbow rope, or how's that look?
I have a grappling hook, so I was thinking maybe we could put it on make an eyelet on it so it hangs from the grappling,
So it doesn't
Oh,
touch anything.
so it doesn't touch anything, and we can,
Okay.
carry it that way. That way,
Okay.
we're not holding it, but we can dangle it off of something.
But you got a
Yeah.
2, right?
I got it too.
Yeah. I mean, okay. It's a little swingier than you were hoping. You guys, as you
Well, if I run into anything, it's gonna get hit by it.
right.
Or hit.
Yeah.
My
So
new
you
bowling shoe.
managed to assemble this contraption and get your stuff in it, and you're kind of holding on to it with the grappling hook, carrying it like a
Uh-huh.
hazardous waste kind of.
Hazardous
Right.
disco ball of sorts.
Yes. And yeah, you make it back to the ship, to the otter gator. Captain Ben is like, "What is that?" Not necessarily to what you collected, but your like contraption. Um, you guys retrieve your horses. Rummy is a little bit
Just
Argumentative.
argumentative.
argumentative. But you manage to get it all back, and you can sail back to your home island, to the royal realm of Cetalot, and find Nomura, bring the hawkweed back to her, and she is just utterly grateful for what you've brought back. Oh, you got it! That's amazing. Oh, and this is good stuff too. This is some nice quality hawkweed. Thank you. As always, princesses, you take such good care of us here in Cetalot. Thank you so much. Let's have a giant party, and then she treats you to cake and
Yes.
ice cream and other things like that.
Oh, I've just baked the perfect thing.
You should really try the alligator or the lizard candy.
The
It's
lizard candy.
fantastic. Right? Right? It goes down real
Surprisingly
real
spicy.
So now you have gotten back and successfully completed your first mission as members of the Princess Guard.
Woo.
Yay!
Congratulations to ourselves.
That was fun. I
Excellent.
like that.
Correct.
Well, that is a grand ending to a wonderful game. Thank you, Dave, for running this for us. I had a lot of fun.
Thanks for-
That was a
Thanks.
lot of fun.
It was excellent. That's excellent. Thank you.
Where can everybody keep up to date with the Princess Guard and the other games that you make?
Sure. You can go to my website, which is amalara.com. So AMALARA.com. It's Amalara Game Studio is what I publish under. You can find me on all the socials at Carpe David. Seize the Dave is the name of my blog. But you find me
Perfect.
as Carpe David. Also on itch at carpedavid.itch.io if you happen to like that instead. So that's where I will be.
Excellent.
Thank you
Well,
all so much. This
You're
was so
most
fun.
welcome. Thank you. And all the links are in the description of the video to go and check all this out. And be sure, if you're watching this later on YouTube, to like and subscribe and click the Discord link. That's where all of the wonderful gifts and comments from all of our viewers have been tonight. Thanks again to Dave, and we'll see you guys next month. Bye.
Well,
Thanks.
bye.